As we get into our next best of 3. And this one's going to be a banger. We have in the upper right-hand corner of Alcyone, the current reigning GSL champion. It is Onside Gaming's Solar. And he is going to be up against one of the best Protoss in the world. The best Protoss in Korea for Dragon Kitesy Gaming. It is herO. Some people may disagree and say that it's classic, and to that I say, maybe you're right. Classic's really good. But Solar, undeniably one of the top players in Korea at the moment. Taking that GSL. My cat's being adorable. And Solar is being cheeky, and that's a win-win situation right there. As Solar is taking the gold base on Alcyone, mined through those minerals, went straight for it. Now, herO is going to scout, sees no bases here. Curious. This looks like a hatch gas pool, but I don't see the hatch. Seems herO's not too worried about it right now. But, might be going to scout what's going on. Okay, so I've been worried he's going to find something interesting on my shelf to play with. And he did finally find something on my shelf to play with. This is my cat, who you all just saw. But it's like the most innocuous of things. For sure, the one thing on that shelf that I'm totally fine with him playing with. It's like it's an Easter egg, but it's in the shape of Darth Vader's head. It's just this tiny little plastic Easter egg. He's such a good boy. I say as he tries to bite a plug. He's in a very playful mood right now. I have a very cute cat. If only I could show you more easily during the game. But things are going to get exciting in this game here pretty soon, I think. We have Lings already out, more Lings on the way. There's a third hatch going up for Solar. He's got that Ling speed, and I'm wondering if he's going to try to use this gas. Or use this gold to build a lot of Lings. But no, he's just throwing it up for now. So far, just using this like a regular base. So where do we go from here, Solar? What's the play from here? Because hero's building a Robo first. This is a Robo first. No Stargate here. It's going to be Robo and Gateway. Prism? What is coming out? Oh, Disruptor drops from herO. Okay, so herO's response to this is going to be Disruptor drops. Now, this is kind of what I was expecting from Solar. The Roach Warren going down. You don't need a lot of gas to build roaches. He's going to use all these extra minerals to just build as many roaches and Lings as he can and go for a big attack across the map. herO, in the meantime, is going to try to harass while holding back at home on 2 bases. He's going to try to harass with a couple of Adepts here. Should be able to get a few drone kills. Yeah, there he goes. Not on Game Heart, but 3 so far this game. I think the Adepts just got 3 of those 4. And then he's going to follow this up with Disruptors, and I think theoretically go for Disruptor drops. There's the Warp Prism speed. But he might have to use these Disruptors defensively against a Roach Ling attack coming out of Solar. Solar does not have any upgrades with this. There's no lair with this. The Ling's so far doing a good job stopping these Adepts from getting more damage done. But herO is moments away from scouting what's coming his way. Still drones coming out from Solar, though. Oh, and there's the lair. Okay, so he's not going completely all in.
I am here in the shadow.
But he is going to put some pressure on the other side of the map, and that might force herO to stay back at home with these Disruptors, at least for a little while. Unless herO's a brave and bold gamer and decides to go for the harassment, even though he just saw all these units coming out. What did I say? The brave and the bold. It's herO. Now this Disruptor drop has been scouted. see if the Novas can get any connections. They'll go for the double hit on the Queen. Listen, any damage is good damage if these disruptors can stay alive and get more and more damage. See if they can get some drones here. Looks like just one drone. Good splits from Solar so far. Solar trying to maintain that worker lead that he has and still been droning up a little bit. Lair is done, so Roach Speed's now on the way. He's getting into an Evo chamber. It felt like Solar wanted to go pretty all in, but it looks like he decided against it. Decided to go for some macro instead. The macro backup plan. herO's third base, a bit later than I think he would want it to be, but wanted to make sure he wasn't getting all in first. Next set of Novas going out, not getting a lot of damage done, and one disruptor falls. I don't think these disruptors have traded well enough for one to really die yet. Renegade, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a lovely stream. Good to see you on there, streaming some EPT cups. I saw you were casting the Beyond match earlier. That's a dope one. I'm sure that was a good one. All right, Disruptor finally gets a good hit against a handful of roaches. I think herO's probably going to pull back now. That Prism's very low. I don't think he's going to get too much more value. But he's got a nice looking army behind this. Couple more Disruptors are out. There's a Colossus out as well. I think it's just the one, though. And there's no Thermal Lance, so this is just like a bonus Colossus. Just there to help out a little bit. Cat seemed to have a lot of energy right now. Solar also has a lot of energy, and he's going to try to dive in here, but I do not think he can crack this. Not with Force Fields, a Colossus. herO's got a lot of stuff. Looks like Solar might want to try to hit the natural as well. I think it's kind of queued up like they wanted to do that. He's taking a fourth base. It feels like Solar has been wanting to attack this whole game. And oh no, the door is open. Oh, never mind, there's a lot of stuff here. Okay. The Lings get in there like, yeah, we're in. Never mind, we should go. And it looks like herO's actually the one going. He wants to push across the map and try to see if he can get some damage done. Going for the Disruptor drops up on the high ground here. Gets a Ravager. He's got one more Nova available. He decides to pick up. The Queens are here to push that Prism away. The Lings that were looking for a counterattack, not finding any availability right now. And actually, this is a real problem for Solar. He's got all these Lings on the bottom side of the map. He needs to bring them back up so they can fight. Got to be so careful, though. Disruptor Nova going out, just killing that Morphing Ravager here, just trying to find some value and keep this economy of the Zerg low. He's done a great job at that. Solar does not have a lot of drones out right now. It's 67 to 63. Fourth base is up, but it's barely mining. Lings are going to get in over here, but the Warp-ins, they'll just leave. And herO once again is going to push across to the other side of the map. Solar is on low tech. His Bane speed's about to finish, but he's just on Ling Bane Roach Ravager here. Let's see if that's enough to push this back. He is up quite a bit of supply, though. So here it needs to be a little bit careful. Oh, and the Lings on the counterattack actually catching a Disruptor. herO does not save it. As the backside of the army was getting hit, he wanted to make sure not to lose those units that were lagging behind a little bit. herO's going to take that trade and start pushing back into Solar. Solar still not building any more drones, but at least this base is mining a little bit better now. He'll transfer some drones over. His gold base is getting hit. Whoa, Disruptor Nova is getting some beautiful connections, but it looks like some Banelings maybe getting some connections as well. More of them rolling forward. Again, this Colossus does not have range, so it's going to go down. It's kind of in the front lines. It looks like Solar's got enough to hold. He takes a 50 supply lead. And while Solar's economy isn't great, neither is herO's. Disruptors both go down. It looks like the Stalkers are going to fall. These four doing their best to just take some trades here, try to keep Solar back. Solar, though, maybe diving a little too deep. Just like some 41 sang about. He's not going to overcommit into that natural. Just trying to push on the third now. The overcharge coming into play there to help those stalkers out. Solar's still trying to push forward, trying to get some damage done here. herO's just on 3 bases, though. I feel like Solar doesn't have to commit super hard to this. But just because he doesn't have to commit doesn't mean he doesn't want to commit. And he is just going for it, flooding with Lings behind this. Disruptor Nova's trying to get some connections, killing a few roaches. The Stalkers have blinked. The Prism is here. That was a beautiful Disruptor connection, but is it enough? herO's supply falling under 100. He can barely hold on to this third base. Stalkers doing their absolute best right here. Oh no, the low Disruptor dropping in the middle of the Roaches and Ravagers, not staying alive. A new one does pop out, gonna get a couple of Ravagers. It looks like herO is gonna hold on for now, but at what cost? He is down to 49 workers. His main is pretty close to mined out. Honestly, not as close in the natural as I'd expected, but as I say that, he's about to mine out like 4 of these patches. He's gonna be on effectively 2-ish bases. Solar has this base up now, though. It is 5 bases for Solar on 68 drones. And he should just be able to skyrocket ahead in supply here. Even if it's not great units, I think he's just going to have too much stuff. This engagement's maybe the worst you could ever hope for, though. So it's not great for Solar. He is still 60 supply ahead of his opponent. But herO's going to go for it. He still has Blink Stalkers and Disruptors. And when you're herO, do you need anything else? Oh, the Banelings. Oh, there's no defense here. RIP those probes. herO's got one more shot. The Baneling's going to roll forward, just try to get some decent connections on the Stalkers, take some of those shields off so the Lings and Roaches can come on in. herO taking great value trades. I just don't think it's going to be enough. He just lost more probes behind this. He's retreating backwards further and further. No matter how good the Blink Micro is, when there's just not enough, there's just not enough. Can the Disruptor Novas get enough value to keep herO alive here? So far, the answer is yes. The Stalkers, though, they blink forward again. Trades have been slightly better for herO, but honestly, so close in value. Oh, great cancel there from Solar. Keeps a lot of those Lings alive that would have otherwise died. That Disruptor Nova hits really nicely. The Prism stays alive. God, these Disruptors are hitting just so much better than you'd expect. I feel like with only a matter of time, though, and as herO's army supply plummets, he is going to be forced to tap out. He stayed alive a lot longer than he had any right to. But eventually, Solar is able to put the final nail in the coffin and take him down. He's back in his cat tree. We're all good. I have the cat cam on the cat tree, but he was playing with stuff on the floor, and it was adorable. And I couldn't show you that. That's what I was sad I couldn't show you guys earlier. But look at him. Look at that face. Look at that cute little face. Oh, he is staring right at the camera. Kind of creepy. Just waiting for map 2 to pop up here. There it is. As I say it, so it shall be done. Well, looks like there's another match starting up soon. It has Gumiho versus herO. It's also going to be happening. Oh, and Cure versus Beyond too. Damn. Wow, this quarterfinals looks a lot like a KSL. No dark today, though. The quarterfinals is all Koreans except for the Clem versus Max Packs, which happening very early in this bracket. That's usually the finals. Hot damn. Let's go ahead and get in to game number 2 here. We're going to Site Delta. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner, we have Onside Gaming's Solar. And we have his opponent in the lower right for Dragon Kitesy Gaming. It is herO. Fun first game, but Solar ultimately able to take it on the low tech. He showed a lot of aggression in that game, like a lot more than I'm used to seeing from Solar. Taking the gold base, trying to get something done with some early roaches, but also not afraid to just cancel those plans and macro up. And I think that's what really worked in that game for Solar, is every time herO saw something potentially aggressive coming his way, herO was like, oh, he's about to attack. And Solar just wouldn't. He just wouldn't attack him. He didn't commit super hard to it. He would just go into the follow-up. And on paper, it ended up being, you know, a much slower layer than you'd expect, a lot later to like upgrades and things. It worked out great for Solar in that game. Ended up giving him the ability to deflect what herO was throwing at him. The disruptor drops were pretty cool, but I don't think they got like a ton of value for herO. And, you know, his third base was quite late too. He never took a fourth. Didn't really have any follow-up tech. It was just Blink Stalkers and Disruptors. Very sick game between these two. herO recently has looked very, very strong against Dark. But it's just so interesting. Dark and Solar play so differently. I feel like Solar is a little bit less afraid of playing a defensive game where he's just warding away the attacks of his opponent over and over and over again until eventually he has enough to push back and overwhelm. It's kind of how I think of Solar's play, generally speaking. That last game, while it looked like he was going to get aggressive, it ended up being kind of the same thing, right? Every time Solar decided not to be aggressive, herO would go counterattack, and it was just Solar defending it until he had enough units out to push herO back. Be interested to see if herO busts anything different out here. But I guess because the opening of game one was so weird, he opened with like a Robo first. And I don't know if the disruptor drops were a plan in response to the early Ling and Roach stuff out of Solar with the gold base, or if that was just his plan the whole time. For this game, it's the more normal Stargate opener. As these adepts come in and harass. One of them shades out very low, though, as the other one shades in. A bit of missed timing here for herO. And I think he might lose this adept. Yep, Ling Speed finishing up just in time. This adept also in some danger. The Oracle will save it, but doesn't even kill either of those Lings. And now herO's little pressure ended up not getting that much damage done. He loses an adept. He's got to send the other one home. The Oracle is already turned on and off again, so it's used a bunch of energy for nothing. Good start for Solar so far. Now some Lings coming across to see what's going on, see if they can maybe get a cancel on this third base. The Oracles are coming back to stop that, so Solar's not going to stick around too long. Oh, he's thinking about it. Look, he wants the Oracles to turn on their Pulsar Beam. He wants to waste that Oracle energy. herO not falling for it, though. Going to send him across the map. Behind this, Twilight Council and a Forge for herO. Wouldn't be too surprised to see the Blink Stalkers. He's been back on that Blink Stalker shit lately. Which you'll love to see. All three Oracles going to turn on. Just going to try to poke some damage here and there. It's 3 drones, but honestly, great defense from Solar. Well, we're not taking much damage at all from this this early game pressure. And a lot of the way this kind of build from herO works is by getting that early game pressure. It's very momentum focused, and particularly against the Zerg. We saw herO do this against Wayne, and it worked pretty damn well, particularly on this map. And a lot of that comes down to you get the drone kills, and then your opponent's building drones. Then you kill some more drones, and they have to build more drones. And then by the time you attack, their units are a little bit late. They don't quite have as many units out as they'd like. Maybe they don't have as many drones out as they'd like. And it just starts to overwhelm. Little by little, slowly but surely. The Adepts are going to finish this shade, but actually I think the Lings win this fight. The Queens don't quite get to the base in time to force the Oracles away, so they get the cancel. The Adepts trading as well as they can here, but they will all go down. It looks like Solar's going to be able to retake this 4th base, keeping the Oracles out of there. It is Blink out of herO, so he's just going to be warping in a lot of Blink Stalkers. And I think pushing across the map. I don't think there's really much else here for herO. I think he's just going to be doing the same thing. He's on like 6 gates of Blink Stalkers. Who needs anything else? 2 probes went down. There is charge on the way behind this as well. But as herO's 7th gate finishes up. Where's the warp prism though? There's no robo, so there's no warp prism here at all for herO. That is a little surprising. He's gonna push across anyways and just try to get on top of this. Now Solar is getting some roaches out, but he's mostly still on Ling Queen. It's just gonna be a handful of roaches in with this. herO's gonna try to force the cancel on this base. The stasis traps catching, a good handful of Lings as well as a couple of Queens. Transfuses on the base, not going to keep it alive. Solar loses his 4th base. herO gets the kill. He's going to back up into another stasis trap. Right now, like, all of the Lings are doing nothing. Except these Lings, which are forcing a cancel on the other side of the map. So as herO gets a kill on a 4th, Solar able to force a cancel. A little bit of tit for tat. Ooh, I love the movement from Solar there. The Stalkers blinked backwards into the next set of Lings, and oh my god, he just overruns those Stalkers. The 5 Oracles doing a lot of damage to the Lings, but that was well worth it for Solar. Suddenly, there's still 11 Blink Stalkers on the map, but that army went down to 2. And herO's got to pull back, lick his wounds a little bit, and warp in a bunch more Stalkers. It's not really what he was planning on having to do here, I think. That's going to pull a lot of the pressure off of Solar. His new 4th base is up and running. He's up to 79 drones off the back of this. He's getting into +2 melee as well as Bane speed. And most importantly, I think he's got those Hydras coming out. So we've got Hydras and the Hydra upgrades being made. Solar's getting set up really nicely. And now he's going to be able to put some pressure onto herO. Not really getting much done, but just keeping herO back, keeping his army focused back at home. So Solar's not under any pressure on his side of the map. herO is going to send these Oracles out. He's got 6 of them. They have a lot of damage potential. Looks like some Stalkers and Zealots catching some Lings. There are some Hydras around, which can do decently against the Oracle. Oracles do decent damage against the Hydras too, though. This is a lot of stuff from Solar. herO trying to dive in, trying to take bits of trades. The Zealot's already going down. The Oracle's not turning on yet. Just pulling back. Is that a 7th Oracle? Why are there so many Oracles here, herO? It's insane. Roach, Ling, Bane, Hydra pushing this back. A bunch of Banes morphing on this side of the map. Going to try to dive in here and get some kills. Maybe just take down the static defense so Lings can come in and counterattack later. herO's pushing forward again into Solar. The Banelings smashing into those Zealots. The Zealots not getting much done at all. The Hydras chewing through the Oracles. And there go the Banelings. 12 probes going down. Oh, and there's still 3 Banes left. Can they get something done? Not quite. Good defense there from herO on the end. But his 5th base is going to be canceled. herO's going to push this back, but it's a painful spot for him. He is down 50 supply right now, and Solar has a commanding position in this game. herO needed to get that drone damage done earlier. but Solar deflecting it constantly. herO not able to get that damage done. And again, this is such a momentum-based style. He has never gotten the momentum. He's never had it. And now even his counterattack getting caught here. There's still a lot of Zealots making their way to that base. And that could be a big problem for Solar. This might be something to get herO back into this game. The drones get pulled away, though, and the reinforcements are just going to clean this right on up as Solar continues to hold down here. Oh, no. Now the Lings get in. herO's door was open. 6 probes going down, so while the Zealot counterattack ended up not really getting much done, the Ling counterattack is getting huge amounts of damage done. More warp-ins are needed. herO continuing to try to push, continuing to send Zealots in. Finally, some drones going down before the Spine Crawlers can get up. But the Lings are still in the main base. Both players losing a bit of economy here. The Zealots cleaned up. The Lings moments away from being cleaned up. herO continuing to push. Still down a bit of supply, but Solar not maxed. Not quite able to get up there yet. I love that Solar's just leaving units down here now. herO moves back onto creep. Very deep on creep, actually. Has to be super careful. Oh, great trigger of that stasis trap there from Solar. Doing a good job paying attention. That one catches a few more Lings, but still fantastic job here as Solar continues to push forward. Cannon and shield battery holding on for now. It's just Ling Bane Hydra here to Solar. There's no lurkers or anything behind this. But I think he might just have enough to overrun. He's up 50 supply. He's bringing these units from the other side as well. Just F-doing everything in. Some force fields going down, though. Can herO push this back? If herO can take a good trade here, maybe there's a chance. He's got the shield battery to fall back to, but he's already overcharged it, and Lings are running through. Banelings are getting into the mineral lines, and I think this is the end of herO, as it looks like Solar is just going to full-on Zerg him. herO is getting absolutely Zerged, and there's the GG. Solar takes the 2-0 victory over herO to move on to the semifinals.